Hey, what's going on, guys? So my name is Ippei, and this video I'm going to review Rank Daddy, Brandon Olson's SEO agency coaching program. And I just want to start off this video by first saying that Brandon Olson learned SEO from our program, and our program, the main mentor is Dan Klein. And just to show you guys proof that he is our former student, this is our Facebook group. We have over 7,200 students. And if we search for his name, Brandon Olson, you will see that there's posts by him by 2015. I'm just providing receipts to prove that he learned SEO from us. And then I'm going to react to his video on why he quit our model. Anyways, it says here, Brandon Olson, post by August 2015. Dan Klein, how do I port numbers into call slang? This one's like a testimonial. Party on party bus. My guy just booked a $1,600 party bus for prom, 20% rev share, $320 for one phone call, baby. Brandon Olson has clearly gotten his first success in our program, and then he decided to quit our program and take bits and pieces of our program and create his own coaching program, the Rank Daddy. And today what I'm going to do is, he made a video on why he quit. Job Killing used to be our former coaching program's name. We don't go by that name anymore, but in this video he explains why he quit our model of like rank and rent and lead generation. He's making a case as to why his model is better, but I'm gonna poke all the holes into his logic as to why SEO agency is not as good of a business model as what we teach, which is lead generation. So let's watch this video, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents.
Hey guys, Brandon Olson here. Got another episode of Rank Daddy TV. Today, I'm gonna tell you why I quit job killing and the whole lead generation model altogether. I'm gonna also show you why I would have done it again if I had to do it all over, but also why I would not advise you to get into that style of digital marketing. Let's go. So here's the question. And running our team in the maze are impossible. I'll give you the answer. Lead generation. All right, guys. Today I'm going to talk to you about why I quit lead generation and the job killing model altogether. So I'll take you on a little journey through my experience with job killing. I'm doing this because a lot of people, especially here recently, are asking me why I don't do it anymore, why I stopped. It's a great model. Now, don't get me wrong. The people who run it are great. The people who are in it are great. I learned a lot there, and it started me on the path where I'm at today. But for me, for dozens of people who I know who've tried this, it is an insanely slow process to get to the money or any decent profit. The biggest problem I had with JK was not the model, the system, because like I said, it works. It's like a fixer-upper home that you buy to remodel and put all this time and money in before you're going to rent it out. It takes so much time, and absolutely cash has to be laid out before you're able to recoup anything. For me,
It does not take that crazy amount of time. We're talking like 3 to 4 months to start getting leads. And once you got leads coming in, you now own a piece of digital real estate or digital asset that no one can take from you. And so we're talking about, I have lead gen sites from 8 years ago still paying me to this day, and it only takes 3 to 4 months to rank. So that's not that long of a time period when you consider the long-term passive income that these digital assets will make you.
just became ridiculous. There's so many people out there that so badly want to learn how to make a decent living online, but most of them just are not in position to spend thousands of dollars and wait months before any of that cash outlay comes.
It does not cost thousands of dollars. Lead gen sites, you can rank it from $300 to $500 to rank it. And once it's ranked, it's only $20 to $30 a month to maintain and host the site. Costs are minimal. If you put in more effort, you don't have to spend as much money.
It comes back. So here's what happens with lead gen. You got to buy the domains to build the sites on. You got to build those sites from scratch. It takes time, it takes money. You got to host those sites. And if you don't know how to set all that up, you got to do research, more time. And you got to...
I probably put in 15 hours into my lead gen sites, 15 to 20 hours, and these sites have been making me for the last 7 to 8 years. So when you spend 15 to 20 hours to create an income producing asset that makes money year on and year out, it's really good time invested.
By tracking.
I don't like this whole notion that because it takes some time, you should stay away from a business model. I personally think that's a good thing. You don't want to get into a business where anyone can just jump into and start making money right away, because that's a business model where you're going to be competing with a bunch of other newbies that are just jumping in.
Numbers, because you want to make sure that the calls that come through your site and go to your clients, you're getting credit for. Got to be tracked. More money. Monthly expense on call tracking. Then you have to get a Google Map postcard. You have to have a Google position. You know, they're there in the map pack. And that's if your postcard comes at all, because you're setting it up on a fake address. They tell you to go out and you got to get a post office box or a mailing center address just to get the card sent to, which in itself puts your business at future risk because you're setting up a fake business at a fake location. This has happened to me.
He puts a lot of incorrect information. We do not teach students to use fake addresses. We have better techniques than that. You do not want to use fake UPS postcard addresses because they will get banned over time. And also, I want to point out that a lot of students don't even use GMBs and are still getting leads just fine and making money in this business model. GMB is just an extra asset that we can create to generate more leads. It's not 100% necessary. But again, we don't use fake addresses. There's way better ways to get GMBs that last over the long term. My GMBs have stayed just fine over the years.
And a lot of other people in lead gen programs, you spend all this time and money doing this, and then a manual review gets triggered. Now you got the big fat eyes of Google looking in. They see you running multiple businesses, completely different niches, out of one address in a UPS store. Bye-bye Google Map rankings, bye-bye leads, bye-bye money and time. Let's just say you do that anyway. Now you have to rank the site. You're ranking a brand new site. It takes time and more expense. Now, in the meanwhile, while that's waiting for the ranking to happen, you should go out and buy pay-per-click ads because that'll get some leads coming in while the site's being ranked. More money, more funds going out the door. So now let's fast forward. Months down the road, that's all done. The site is ranking. You finally got leads coming in. Now you have to try to find some business in that niche to take the leads. And I did all this. With nearly 20 sites, I laid out all the time and money. I got the sites ranked. And it only took a few months or so because I set them up in my home city, population of 100,000 for the most part. And the leads started coming in.
See how he said it only took a couple months? Again, he was making it sound like it takes forever. You have to wait forever, but he ranked it in a couple months.
Downside is, in a city this size, you've only got a handful of companies in that niche that will take your...
No, city size of 100,000, you should have at least 10 different companies to choose from. If not, then you pick the wrong niche. Again, he joined back in 2015. We have way better due diligence process now where we make sure that the city size is big enough and you're going into a niche with enough companies where you don't run into this problem that he's describing, where you only have few companies to choose from.
That have the possibility of taking your leads. It just limits you. So if one of them won't take the leads, you've lost all of that time and effort and ranking and everything you put into that site. But probably one of them will. Somebody out of those 3 or 4 businesses, landscapers, whatever, plumbers in that city will take your leads. But what happens if they get fed up? You've burnt through all the people who are willing to take your leads in that city. Maybe they just see that you set up this one site and you're out now making all this money off of one site. And this is in their head going to thinking, man, all you did was set up one website and I'm having to pay them every call and email that comes through. So they decide to stop paying. Or maybe they'll just start paying you late at first, push the limits. Let me tell you, I've been through all of this. It's a massive headache chasing money and becoming a bill collector. Now, here's something else that happens. They realize that if they stop taking your leads, your site's worthless. They're going to get the leads anyway, or a good portion of them, because if your site's not doing anything, you got nobody to take your leads.
I've never ran into this problem because, again, every city has 10, 15, 20 companies. Somebody eventually wants to get those leads. And once they start getting those leads, they don't want to lose those leads to their competitors. So my clients have continued to pay me month in and month out.
People searching are just going to search the other sites, the other competitors in the niche. That's the issue with a smaller city. Now, what if you do the same technique in a larger city? Where, say, San Antonio, I did some in San Antonio, it's 1 million population, there's plenty of businesses in each niche to sell the leads, right? Now think about this site, you're in 1 million population, you're trying to rank a brand new site in a population of 1 million.
We don't teach students to go into a city size of 1 million. It's going to be too competitive for most beginners. And also, I want to just counter by saying that he's talking about what if the company stops paying you. SEO agency, that's what happens after 6-7 months because you don't own any asset. You're ranking somebody else's site. So once you get them the rankings, they can tell you, hey, Ippei, thanks for ranking our site, but we don't feel like we need your services anymore and let's cut ties. So SEO agency is really the model that he teaches, but that causes clients to let you go and stop paying you after around 5, 6, 7 months mark. This is why today I don't touch SEO clients or pay-per-click clients.
It's going to take months. That site has zero trust with Google. It's not established, which means you never get to the point of selling your leads unless you lay out cash for months and months. More wasted time, more wasted money. You're back at negative square $5,000 or whatever you spent on that lead gen course. Now, fortunately for me, I was able to make lemonade out of that $5,000. It was totally worth it for me because I learned a valuable lesson, but I also learned one step of that process that they taught. And I took it and built an entire SEO empire on. Want to know how I did it?
We also teach students how to get SEO clients as well. But I'm going to explain a little bit more in detail, like why SEO clients are not a good idea long term. At least not to focus your entire business on. Your primary focus should be building and owning your own assets. That's what's going to create long-term passive income.
Here's how I started. I started ranking and doing SEO on the actual client's website, the site that's already established. They rank so much faster. It was a game changer because now I'm able to use the client's money to do the work. I got no cash outlay out of my own pocket. I'll land a client for $1,000.
Yes, you are using clients' money to rank the site. However, you don't own the site that you're working so hard for and ranking. So once you get the rankings and the client decides they don't want to pay anymore, there's really nothing you can do.
I use his money to do the ranking in the process of this system from day one. Plus, I can land new clients with none of my own money. Get this, when I switched from the lead gen model to flat SEO, I scaled to having months where I hit $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in client billing and scaled to this point in less than a year. I was billing $10,000 a month consistently from like day 90 onward, and only about 20% of that covered all of the expenses for ranking. It was insane. I couldn't believe that it was so easy. Oh, and get this, I never worked more than 10 hours a week. Now, I've got dozens of SEO clients still working ultra part-time. Get this, it takes me today to run and oversee all dozens, almost 30-something SEO clients.
I was also able to get SEO clients and AdWords clients very quickly. Different people talk about being able to go much faster getting AdWords clients and paid traffic clients and SEO clients, but the problem is they don't stick around long term. That's the problem. So you might increase your monthly revenue by 10K, but you're paying at least 50% of that in just traffic or paid traffic or SEO. And if they leave you after 3, 4, 5 months, then you're back to square one. So you end up spending more time, and it ends up taking more time growing your business.
Than 2 to 4 hours a week if I take my time. None of these businesses are on contract. They continue to pay me month after month happily because the results I bring them are 10 times what they're paying me. So if I'm charging a guy $1,000 a month, and that's the low end average, by the way, after a few months, my process is bringing him an extra 10 grand in customers that he didn't have before.
Which is difficult to prove with SEO because you're only measuring keywords that you're ranking. Unlike what we do, lead generation, where every lead is tracked, so the client can actually track every lead and see how much money they made off of our leads. With SEO, it's much more difficult to prove your value and your worth because you're ranking certain keywords, and it's almost impossible to track which keyword generated how much revenue.
He knows how much he's making today. We start, and we get going a few months in, he knows that now he's making 10 grand a month more than that, and all he's paying me is $1,000 a month. Hey, let me ask you this, when is he going to stop paying me? No, you don't stop paying somebody $1,000 a month if you got an extra 10 come in and you say, can I pay you more? Can I give you 2 grand? And maybe we expand out a few keywords or another area.
It's not that simple, right? Because some month you might go from $1,000 to $10,000 a month, your client, but then next month he might only make $6,000 a month, and next month he might make $7,000, and then the other month he might go even lower. So it's like if sometimes the business fluctuates a lot, and this is where sometimes a lot of troubles begin with clients when you're on a flat fee SEO deal of $2,000 a month. Some month they say, hey, this month was really slow. I don't think I can afford $2,000 this month. This is the problem when you are not tracking your lead and you're only tracking keywords. When their clients' revenue fluctuate, they're going to start blaming you when they have a slow month.
We can buy more trucks and fleet and expand because we know what you're doing is working. Every single client. And it's easy to land clients because we can give a money-back guarantee to all of them. It takes away all the risk. It makes it so easy, cake, to land new clients. So you want to know how to do this? You want to know how to land local clients, how to rank these websites on demand, how to scale like I did in only part-time? Rank Daddy Pro, we take you by the hand and show you step by step exactly how to get to that point and fast. So back to the story. Meanwhile, I'm here scaling my new SEO business, right? I got away from lead gen. I started putting everything in a Google Doc, taking notes of my process. And I started sharing this Google Doc with some of the members in Job Killing and in other lead gen courses. So the doc outlined my ranking process, shared it with them, and here's what happened. Everybody I shared it with had the same results. They were blown away. They started sharing it. The thing worked. It wasn't just me. This process that I had developed worked. I had created a system where I, or anybody else who plugged it in, could literally rank sites on demand. Now, it was right about that time that the owner of the JK group kicked me out of his program, out of the private Facebook group, kept my money, no refund, just out. No problem. They were just tired of me giving away the free ranking information, I think.
No, it's against the rules to promote your digital products to other students inside Dan's program. It's like in restaurants, you can't just go sell your product to people that are eating at a certain restaurant because that's your establishment, right? That's why you see signs of no soliciting. It's established in the group that you're not allowed to sell your own product. Dan doesn't have any issues if you create your own product and do your own marketing and get your own customers. But he just doesn't want you to sell to his customers, which is rightfully so, because Dan paid out of his own pocket in advertising to get his customers. So it's not fair for students inside the program to sell to other students. That's just basic common sense.
But that's all right. I made more lemonade. You know what I did? I created a little site called Rank Daddy. It was my step-by-step process on how to rank these sites. It was free to access. It was like 6 pages. Do this when you get a new client. I had a Facebook group for support. I just needed to know for.
By the way, I think it was around 2016, like when he left the program. Since then, I've built an entire global level blog, Ippei.com, and my skills in SEO is much higher level than any what Dan has created or what he has learned from Dan at this point. And so I believe inside these programs, I have much higher level SEO, and I've been through his program as well. There's nothing in his program that is any higher level than what we teach in our program. In our program, we are continually updating and providing even higher level SEO skills.
For sure that this thing worked, like without a doubt. What happened? 3,000 students joined in the first 6 months, and over 1,000 of them were from that lead gen course. Since then, with all the feedback that we were able to get from the free users, we added more to the Rank Daddy course, we tweaked it, we streamlined it, we cut the fat, turned it into the easiest to follow, the fastest to the results SEO and digital marketing platform out there available today. The rankings and the client results, they come even faster. So Rank Daddy Pro is for those who really want to dial in and scale way beyond 10 grand a month and get on the fast track to doing it just like I did.
I've been doing this business for the last over 8 years, and there's a reason why today I will not touch SEO client or pay-per-click clients, because in the long run it ends up being more time and more effort than the money created, because these clients, again, aren't as passive, aren't as easy to work with. They are gonna be more higher maintenance, and the biggest issue is they're not going to stick around long term. With a lead gen client, these clients are less hassle. They're going to just continue to pay you month in and month out, and I hardly ever have to talk to my lead gen clients. I have their credit card on auto bill, and they pay me every month because, again, I own all the digital assets. I own the website, I own the phone number, and I own the GMB. So they know that if they stop paying me, they're going to immediately stop getting leads. So this is a more fine-tuned system. There's a reason why Dan Klein is worth 35 to 40 mil net worth, because he is highly intelligent when it comes to creating and running businesses. And there's a reason why he really molded and created this local lead generation model where you own and control your own assets. This is very sound, smart business principles 101, which is that as an SEO agency, which is what Brandon teaches, you're more of a subcontractor. You're more or less hired by these other companies, and they are using you for your services. And they can decide to say 1 month they don't need your services anymore. Thank you, Ippei, or thank you, Brandon. Thank you for getting us the rankings, but we feel that we're going to go a different direction in marketing, so we're going to stop paying you. We're going to part ways. And then there's just really nothing you can do when these clients tell you that. Whereas in my business, my clients have never told me that. And even if I had a couple instances where a client decided they don't want to be in the business anymore and they're gonna retire, no problem. I took the tracking phone line software and I simply forwarded the call to a different company in the area, and I was starting to get paid from a new client with my digital asset the very next week. So again, owning digital assets at the top of Google's search engine is where you're going to find true, stable, long-term financial freedom. And this is why not just local lead gen, I now have a blog. I own everything that I rank, because ranking in Google is not easy. It takes time. In 3-4 months. In local and global blog, which is what I do, it takes even longer. So I'm not going to do that for another company and have my hard work get taken by another company. I have no control. I'm only going to rank my own digital assets that I own and control. And this ideology of how to create these digital assets and leveraging them is what has allowed me to go from broke, straight out of college, broke, living paycheck to paycheck, to reaching 10K a month within my first year of doing this business. So you can really bootstrap this even if you're living paycheck to paycheck. And today, after 8 years, it's completely changed my life, and I make over 7 figures every year of profit. So again, I know what I'm talking about when I say the power of owning your own digital asset and doing SEO services for another company. That's something that we teach as well as a way of generating fast money, but certainly not the path to create long-term sustainable residual income, which is the ultimate financial freedom that you can create in this business, not being a subcontractor SEO agent.
Did. Now, I learned the hard way. I made a lot of mistakes along the way, figuring this process out. Now it's cake. Students come in, they apply it, they go through the training. It's just like ABC following the steps. Now, in the description of this YouTube video, you're going to see links to Academy Pro. There's a link to our webinar area. If you want to learn more about how RankDaddy Pro works, watch the webinar. And check out the student testimonial videos on our YouTube channel. Subscribe, too. You'll get notified when we have new episodes of this podcast come out. Do your due diligence. Check it out. If you feel like something that could work for you, join us. That's all I got to say.
All right, so I have a link in the description as well, and this is the original program that Brandon Olson learned SEO and this model from, and he tweaked it, but he didn't really tweak it in my humble opinion. He took just parts of our training, and he decided to focus on SEO agency because he thought that was a faster way to grow the business. It certainly can be a faster way to get new clients because you're not building and ranking your own websites. However, just the fact that it's faster to get new clients doesn't mean it's better long term, because those clients that you get are much easier to leave you at any point. So you're not building anything tangible that you own and control. And the key is to own your own assets that are ranked, producing free traffic and generating leads each and every day. So we literally in our program teach both. If you're really short on cash right now and you want to make money right away and you want to get clients right away, we teach the SEO agency model as well. But on top of that, we highly recommend that our students are building and increasing your portfolio of digital assets that you own and control. And that should be your primary focus for sure, because over the last 8 years I've been doing this, it's the lead generation clients that's been the least hassle and that has stuck with me long term. All right, that's all I have to say. I have a link in the description. I have a webinar on the next page where I spent a lot of time and money in building this webinar. I hope you guys are going to really enjoy watching this video. See you guys soon.